Welcome to today's video, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 3. I'm excited to see what happens. I'm really intrigued about Jon Snow. I hope he's his normal self. But I'm going to be really ticked off and sad if they just kill him off. You know what I mean? Like they bring him back to life and then kill him. Like, that's going to be traumatic. I'd like to see more Arya, of course, Sansa, the usual suspects. I want to see Peter Baelish as well. I'd like to see what he's doing and what his take is on everything going on, you know, with Sansa's husband killing her father, or killing his father. I'd like to see what Peter Baelish does or how he handles that. But yeah, without further ado, let's just jump right into it and see what we have waiting for us today. Game of Thrones.
The lady brought you back.
Afterwards. After they stabbed you, after you died, where did you go? What did you see?
Nothing. There was nothing at all.
The Lord let you come back for a reason. Stannis was not the prince who was promised, but someone has to be.
You were dead. And now you're not. That's completely fucking mad, seems to me. I can only imagine how it seems to you. I did what I thought was right. And I got murdered for it. And now I'm back.
He's back. He's back. It's Jon. Oh, man. Like, whoa. Wow. Wow. So was I sad for no reason then? You know, all those feelings for what? He came back. Oh, man. Like, I'm glad he's back, but they better not just kill him off again, you know? Oh, jeez. I agree with the lady in red. He's back for a reason. But that reason better not be just dying again. Holy cow. I don't know. It's insane. It's insane. Like, yeah, I mean, we saw it happen. You know, we saw it happen previously with the priest and the guy that fought the dog or the hound. But you know, it just hadn't happened to anyone that is a major character. So it's just kind of hard to process. But cool. Jon Snow, everybody. Did not see that one coming. I mean, obviously I did from last episode, but, you know, before that, I mean, it's just shocking, you know? It's crazy.
They think you're some kind of god. The man who returned from the dead. I'm not a god. I know that. I saw your pecker. What kind of god would have a pecker that small?
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I like it. I like it.
Are you going to be sick? you go, I go too. That's what you said.
That is what you said, Sam. That is what he said. Man, I wonder if he's going to hear that John died, or if he'll never know the difference. Like, he'll always just think he was fine. Intriguing. Good to see Sam and his girl. That's funny. She's excited out traveling. He's just vomiting away. He's getting old.
You're the only one who ever has.
That baby is growing up. It's getting bigger. Kind of can tell how long it's been since you see the baby getting older. I don't know if they did that on purpose or just used a different baby, but he definitely looks like he's getting older. This is kind of exciting. I didn't know we were going to get more Bran and, you know, see his father and stuff. His father is growing up, too. It's cool to see. Cool to see Ned Stark back in the show. You know, obviously it's different actors and all that, but no, it's cool. It's cool. I'm enjoying this. This is good. I'm not too worried because I know Ned lives. Because he doesn't get beheaded here. He gets beheaded later in his life.
As the roots grow through me?
So why did you?
I was waiting for you.
I don't want to be you.
I don't blame you. You won't be here forever. You won't be an old man in a tree. But before you leave, you must learn.
Learn what?
Everything.
Always good to listen to your elders for the most part, you know. I don't know what he's getting at, you know, and he's showing him certain things, but you know, it's good to learn these things. And it is interesting, you know, that his father would use that story and say, "Oh, you know, I killed him and I did such better than him," and all that, you know. Sometimes people stretch the truth a little bit, you know. Don't always know what to believe and what not to. But, yeah, looks like we're back to Khaleesi.
But between us, dear, you did conspire to kill the Queen's soldiers. We both know the penalty for that crime. How will poor Dom get on without his mother? And with his breathing problem?
If I tell you anything, they'll kill me. So either you kill me or they do.
From your perspective, this is a problem. There is a third option, though. A ship leaving tomorrow for Pentos. I've already booked passage for a woman and her young son. I'll even throw in a bag of silver to help you start again. Though I'm afraid we'll have to ask one of our leather-clad friends back in to carry it. Far too heavy for me. The boat sails at dawn. You need to decide now. A new life for you and Dom. Or...
He's good with his words. I'd take the bag. Let's take the money and run. Yeah, he's good. He's good. Hopefully he gets the outcome he needs. It's interesting, though, because I wonder how long they're going to have to rule without Khaleesi. You know? I mean, they're going to do the best they can, but they kind of need their ruler back. But, alas, that doesn't seem to be happening anytime soon.
A wise man once said, "The true history of the world is a history of great conversations in elegant rooms."
Who said this?
Me. Just now.
Sorry. I was busy learning who funds the Sons of the Harpy. Some things you can't rush.
You found out?
The good masters of Astapor and the wise masters of Yunkai, with help from their friends in Volantis.
You see? You don't even have to worry about the local rebellion. We only have to worry about the 3 rich foreign cities paying for it.
We've conquered Astapor and Yunkai once. We will do it again and execute the masters.
Of course, men can be fickle, but birds I always trust.
This is fun. I'm really enjoying this. I don't have much to add, really. You know, I feel like I should be pausing more and saying more, but I don't have a lot to say except it's an enjoyable episode. Everything is pretty nice. You know, I'm a big fan of Peter Dinklage, and it's nice to see him, see his work. You know, he's just great. He's great. I'm super glad they got him for this show. He's just great. I couldn't picture anybody else playing his character. Obviously, there's a little bit more of a limited group that could play, but there's other actors, you know, that are little as well. So, but yeah, I'm just enjoying it. I'm having a good time.
He called us his little birds. He gave us sweets.
It's funny you should mention that. Guess what I happened to find today? Candied plums and all.
What is their gains? I want to hear it.
Never knew the little birds were children. That's smart, really, you know? And I would trust Lord Varys more than I trust this guy. But that's clever. Very clever. Wonder how he knew, or maybe he just knew already. But yeah, the little birds.
We are. And what he's done to Gregor Clegane is an abomination. We never sanctioned this experiment. And I, for one, think it will be in our best interest to have the beast destroyed. My mother.
Well, he shit himself. Oh, man. Yeah, be careful what you say. You never know who's going to walk in. You'd think he would have heard the door, but, you know, he's an old blubbering fool. He just carries on.
The Queen. You are not the Queen, because you're not married to the King. I do appreciate these things can get a bit confusing in your family.
This is a small council meeting. You have no position on the small council.
I'm the Lord Commander of the Kingsguard. The Lord Commander of the Kingsguard does have a position on the...
You cannot make us stay. Not unless you're going to have that thing murder us all.
Good for the High Council, you know? They're not a part of that. They still want the power. King's got the power. That's the way it should be. You know, the fact that, you know, her dad and his dad, well, the Lannister's father, you know, he always kind of ruled, you know, but now the uncle's in charge. And honestly, the king should have been in the meeting, but who knows what that kid's up to? Just sitting in his bedroom crying, maybe?
Your Grace.
My mother would like to see her daughter's final resting place.
I'm sorry, Your Grace. That's not possible. Not yet.
When will it be possible?
When she's fully atoned for her sins. How do you think the Mother above first came to us?
So he's not crying in a corner. He's actually trying to do something, which is good. But, you know, playing with fire, we'll see what he decides and what he comes up with. But, you know, he seems kind of smart. But, you know, when things got ugly, he just got real quiet and just kind of let things happen. So it's good he's finally putting his foot down and trying to make sense of it all.
My grandfather once said something similar. Except for the part about the gods.
The gods worked through him whether he knew it or not. As they worked through your mother. There's so much good in all of us. The best we can do is to help each other bring it out.
He's so cunning, you know? He knows the right thing to say, gets people to do what he wants them to do. Now he's got the king listening to his lies. Oh, man. Well, I mean, I appreciate what the king was trying to do, but I think the outcome is going to be worse for his mother. You know, if he gets the High Sparrow chirping in his ear. She's doing better. Man, I wouldn't be able to do all that blind. Man, I'd struggle enough being able to see. Oh, man. Come on, Arya. Well, or come on, no one. Oh, man. Man, I hope she succeeds in whatever that means with the faceless god, you know? I hope she succeeds. She's improving. She's improving, even blind.
If a girl is truly no one, she has nothing to fear.
Huzzah! She can see! Oh, good for her. I'm so glad. So what happens with the water? Because everybody else that drank from it that was somebody, all of a sudden, I don't know if I think they died, you know? So the fact that she drank it and she's nobody, I don't know. I'm not very intellectually inclined, as you all know. There is a lot happening. It's very intriguing, very interested. I am going to watch the behind the scenes of this episode, but I'll skip the next episode. Not skip the next episode, but skip what's coming up on the next episode because I don't want any spoilers of sorts. So, yeah, I'm glad she can see. That's good.
I like them wild.
And the boy. Nice and young. The way Karstad likes them.
Who's this?
Rickon Stark.
How do I know that's Rickon Stark? Welcome home, Lord Stark.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about him and what happened to him, you know? He hadn't been around, so it's a shame. No Starks are ever safe, it would seem.
If you have any last words, now is the time.
I think that was the right call. You know, you could see it in Ollie's face at the end there. Nothing but hatred. You know, was he right to hate Jon Snow? I mean, I think he was just taking his anger out on Jon. He had every right to be angry. You know, the fact the wildlings killed his parents in front of him and what they did. He had every right to be upset. But anger... It just destroyed him, you know? And there was no coming back from it. So I think Jon having them all hung was the right decision. I stand by Jon. I mean, you got to think they murdered Jon. So murdering people has to have consequences. I am all for the death penalty, even in 2024. Especially when it comes to, like, child crimes, like, you know what I'm getting at. I'm all for the death penalty and for murderers and other stuff. I think they need to do more of it, not less.
What do you want me to do with this?
Wear it. Burn it. Whatever you want. You have Castle Black.
Oh, snap. Didn't know he was going to do that. Jeez, I don't agree with that. Come on, Joan. I mean, it's got to be tough. I mean, he came back from the dead. So... come on, Jon. Really? I don't know about that. I mean, I guess it's got to be tough killing those people, especially Ollie, but... I mean, he did what he had to do. Wow. Okay, I'm going to watch the behind the scenes, and then I'll edit it, but then I'll give you my thoughts here at the end. Good episode. A little frustrated with Jon. I mean, I get it. You know, it's got to be really confusing, so I don't want to give him too much grief. But I don't think that's the right decision to just walk away from all that. But alas, it's his decision. There he goes.
Jon coming back to life was something that with the first version we wrote originally had more talking. And as we saw it on the page written out, we realized it was just too much dialogue. We decided to just give the kind of awe of that moment its due.
That's pretty cool. I think they did the right decision there. It turned out really well. The episode, the beginning of it, without any dialogue. You know, I mean, there was dialogue, but there wasn't too much. So I think they made the right decision there. Not that it's my, you know, that's just my viewer judgment. You know, I don't know. I don't make those kind of decisions, and whatever they're doing is great. I'm just saying what they decided to do worked out well. That was cool. That was cool. Yeah, I think it'll be worth watching. You know, learning the little tidbits like that. You know, the fact that there was more dialogue originally, and then they decided, nah, that's cool to learn those things. So, yeah, let me get this edited and get this out for y'all. All right, I appreciate you guys watching. I know it was a bit of a shorter episode. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good episode. Well done. You know, I just didn't have a lot to add. I did enjoy it though. Like it was very enjoyable. It was probably, I don't know. It's hard to compare episode to episode, you know. But this was just really good. Glad to see Jon's back. It's unfortunate that he's struggling, but I mean, I'd be struggling too if I almost died or did die in his case, and then come back, and then you got to face the people that murdered you. And then just the writers brought up the whole, you know, now he knows that there's nothing after death in Game of Thrones, you know, and just living with that, like living with the understanding that there is nothing after you die, you know, that would be hard to live with. So, you know, whether or not you made the right decision, I don't know. I mean, I think it's unfortunate, but, you know, he was heading north, it looked like, so I don't know what he's planning to do, if he's going to go look for Bren, if he's just going out there to die by the White Walkers, or I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. But, yeah, other than Jon, Arya, glad she can see again. I know she's not technically, I mean, she's still Arya to me, but she's becoming no one, which is cool. It's kind of cool to see how that's all going to develop and what that's going to mean. Would have liked to have seen Sansa. We didn't see Sansa. We saw a lot of the other Starks, though, which is good. It's very unfortunate that the youngest boy is caught by, was it Ramsay? Yeah. I don't want to see what he's going to do to him. It's unfortunate. It's just bad luck after bad luck, you know? It's very unfortunate. Interesting to see what will happen with the king. You know, the king, youngest Stark boy. Well, the only Stark boy living. Stark, I'm sorry. The youngest Lannister boy. Cersei's kid. I just think that he is a young kid. He's going to be easily manipulated, which is unfortunate. At the same time, I don't really want to see Cersei Lannister succeed. I'm okay with Jaime a little bit, but he's on Cersei's side, so I don't know. I don't know what to think, guys. But yeah, overall, great episode. If you enjoyed watching, please consider leaving a like. If you're new here, consider subscribing. And yeah, I mean, we're powering through this season thus far. I was actually excited to watch this episode. You know, sometimes I have to be in the right mood, but this week I've been, you know, wanting to see what happens with Jon. Like, you know, you kind of left on a cliffhanger. I mean, we knew Jon was back, but we didn't know what all that meant until this episode. So it was good to see that. I still am ready to see next week's episode. I'd like to see what Jon's going to do. I'm not sure what his plan is, or maybe he doesn't even have a plan. But yeah, excuse me. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a part of this journey. You know, Game of Thrones. I can't believe we're already on season 6. I mean, I know it's been a long time. Like, it's been a long time coming, but the fact that we're here and we're still going forward, I think that's great. It does show that I enjoy the show, because like we tried watching The Boys, and honestly, it just wasn't my style. You know, there was some things that were interesting about it, and, you know, I might go back and watch it on my own. I just don't know if it's worth reacting to. I don't know. I felt like the videos were kind of boring. The Boys videos I was doing. And that's mainly my fault. You know, I'm not trying to blame the show, but partly, I mean, it is my fault, but it's also, if I just don't have any interest in it, it's challenging to force yourself to be interested in something you're not interested in. And the reason I bring this up is because, whether you believe it or not, that's not the case with Game of Thrones for me. I am genuinely interested in what's happening. I'm enjoying it. I'm liking seeing where it's going to go. You know, I had no idea Jon was going to come back. You know, so I'm sorry, guys. But moments like those, you know, like, it's just incredible. The show's incredible. It's well done. You know, there's some stuff, like, if I had my hands on it, you know, I could make some changes, but overall, I'm glad it's, you know, obviously glad I didn't make it. But, you know, I think they do a good job. They do a good job. It's great. I don't have any complaints. I have no complaints. So, but I appreciate you guys being here. And yeah, we'll see you again here real soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.